Welcome to your kettlebell training session. The training today will require 3 bells, at least a pair of bells that you'll be focusing on for overhead pressing and squatting, and then a single bell for single arm swinging. Depending on what you have available to you, you can just work with the double pair of kettlebells, using one of them for one arm swings at the end of the session. Okay, in a kneeling position, we'll just start with a little bit of slow, deep breathing to check in. So relax the shoulders, close the eyes, taking in a few deep breaths in and out, or if you want, you can bring a hand onto the belly, hand onto the chest. And the feedback that you want is that you can feel the belly and ribs expanding, taking a full deep breath into the trunk of the body. One more deep breath in and out. Okay, from the kneeling position, you'll start moving into tall kneeling and low kneeling. As you start going through the warm-up, try to breathe through the nose as much as you can, or focus on inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Okay, now you'll start going into a forward step, so tall kneeling, forward step, add in a reach, up, kneel, add in a step. Maintain the breathing through the nose, start opening up into the arm that you can reach above head. You can rotate, reach back, reach both arms up. One more to each side. Okay. Into a tall kneeling position, bringing the arms behind the back, lightly lift, nod, and turn through the head. Just a slow, gentle range. You don't have to force or overstretch anything. Taking the ear side to side, rolling the chin. Okay, now interlock the fingers behind the head. You'll alternate stepping forward. Here, if I step forward with the right leg, I'm going to rotate in with the left elbow. So you're turning in, internally rotating the hip. Then step change with left forward. I rotate in on the right. So alternate the step, rotate in, alternate the step, rotate in. Again, keep breathing through the nose. Okay, come up to standing. Okay, from standing, you're going to go out into a hand walk, walking out on the hands into a push-up and a plank position, going down and up in a push-up or as low as you can. Fold forward, hands to the ground, walk yourself out, pause in a push-up position, single push-up, press back up, and again, fold, walk out, pause, push up. In your push up, keep the shoulders down, keep the elbows back. And walking out one more time. Okay, now that hand walk, you're going to step up to the outside of the hand. So I walk out to my plank, to my push-up position, step up with the left foot to the outside of the left hand, rotate the left arm up, step back, now step up right, reach up right, step back and come back up. And again, fold forward, walk out, pause in push-up, step up left, reach left arm, step up right, reach right arm, step back and coming up. Keep breathing through the nose. And we're going to do one more. And shake it out. Okay, we'll start going into a loaded warm-up. Now with your pair of kettlebells, we're going to set up to deadlift first. Here I'm stepping either side of the bells, so make sure that your hips are directly above the handles. And we're going to start out with 10 deadlift. Remember to keep firm pressure through your feet, so you're driving your feet into the ground, not letting your feet, toes lift up or roll. Okay. Shoulders nicely packed, deep hinge, grip tightly, sharp breath in, stand, exhale, 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And down. Always have a little shakeout, active rest. Okay, now setting up for a dead stop swing. So stepping back from the bells. Again, your stance will be a bit wider for doubles. Here you're going to hike back, one double swing, back and park the bells. So dead stopping, you start and stop in the same position. 5 reps, so hike, down touch, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Shake it out. Shaking the arms, shake the legs, recovering your breathing. Next, 5 double cleans. So here you're not putting the bells down. So 5 cleans, make sure you pause at the top, hands tight, hips and trunk tight at the top. So basically that you are ready to press or squat. 5 clean, and go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake it out. Remembering with your clean, single or double, that there's an element of the bells floating and you want to be spearing your hand in. So it's important that you're not trying to bicep curl and lean into the movement. So a quick spear that as you stand, the arm or both arms, if you're doing doubles, both land at the same time. Okay, starting to warm up overhead with a single bell first. You're going to do a clean into a push press, but then working on a slow eccentric down. So here we're focusing on the negative, okay? To work through that sticking point, you want lots of tension through the hands, through the lower body. So 1 clean, 1 push press, Now from the top, super tight, super slow, come down. Change sides, clean and push press. And down, super slow. Okay, so other than starting to get some weight above head, the focus on the negative is about keeping the forearm vertical, trying to avoid any heavy flaring or shifting that takes place. Okay, we're going to repeat again, singles, then we'll do the same thing with doubles. Press up and slowly down. Other side. Push press up, slowly down. Shake it out. Okay, now you're going to do the same thing from doubles. A double clean, a double push press, followed by a slow eccentric down. Then we're going to go straight into another push press, slow eccentric down. So 2 reps, only park the bells once you're done. Hike and clean. Push press. Slow eccentric. Push again. Slow eccentric. And down. Shake it out. As you're taking some rest, if you need a little bit of water, you can do so. Okay, going into our work set now. Stick with the pair of bells. The work set is going to be a single clean, of which you always have to do at the start of the press, obviously, but sometimes you might do clean and press, clean and push press, so there will always be a clean. But in this context, you're going to do a single clean, followed by a strict double press. Okay. That will then be followed by a seesaw press, which is then single arm at a time, and that'll be followed by a push press. So in total, there are 3 press variations: a strict press, a seesaw press, and a push press. Okay, put those down. We're looking to do 5 work sets total. Okay, let's go through the first one together. Setting up to clean and press, followed by seesaw and then push. Shake it out. With the seesaw press, as one arm is coming up, the other arm is going up. Shake it out. Okay, the press needs to be challenging enough to obviously be able to complete it, but not so heavy that you're already grinding through the first rep, barely able to complete it. So it's got to be a strong fight, but getting close to your full capacity. So again, depending on what bells you have available to you, you've got to see if you've gone too heavy or if you're just about right. And it's fine to stay at these same weights for a while, just so you can really improve on the technique. Okay, let's get ready for second set. Press, seesaw, push. And down. Key throughout the whole sequence is your grip. trunk and glute tension. So from the moment the bells land on the first clean, you want to make sure that hips, quads, trunk, hands are all as tight as possible so that you can press. Same thing as you're doing the seesaw. And even on the push press, even though the push has a bit of a ballistic component, but you still want to have the hands tight so that you minimize the work going into your lower back. Shake it out, getting ready for work set number 3. Again, everything starts off a good solid clean, so making sure you drive the feet, drive the hips, holding strong tension so that by the time the bells are in the rack position, that you're nice and tight. Okay, second one, and go. And down. 2 to go. Taking active rest. Always important to be moving around. Manage your heart rate. Stay as loose as you can. Shaking out tension. Two rounds to go. When you're starting, the feet will obviously a bit wider to set up that clean. Some people are okay to still press from a slightly wider stance. Others do require a little bit of a narrower stance. So depending on your preference, you may find that you need to go a little bit narrower or go a little bit wider. So it's okay after that first clean if you just need to shift your stance a little bit. Okay, round number 4. And down. Active rest, stay loose. You should still have enough in the tank to finish the last work set. If you are finding that you are fatiguing on the strict press and just need a little bit of a push just to get that first one up, it's okay for the first or for the last set on the first rep just to get it through, but obviously really try fight it as much as you can. So a lot about building the required strength is about getting used to that tension and used to fighting through that sticking point. But if you do need a little bit of a push just to get you through the first press on the last set, then you can do so. Okay, setting up and go. And down. Good. Shake it out. Taking a little bit of rest, moving around. If you need to drink a little bit, then do so. Okay, next we're going to keep the pair of bells. So we're going to move to a double front squat. Here again there'll be obviously that first clean to get the bells into the rack position, and you're going to be doing 3 front squat. Okay, Okay, keeping the bells tight. Depending on male or female, also the size of chest, you may have a preference to have the hands touching, perhaps have the fingers interlocked, or have the bell slightly split. So there will be a little bit of variance there, but the key is to really keep a very tight rack position so that then you don't find the elbows excessively pulling forward. We really want to keep the back nice and stiff. Okay, just to warm up for the squat, you'll take a single bell, do 5 goblet squat, so just with a single bell. Inhale at the top, actively sit, stand. And down. Little shake out. As with the press, your breathing is a little bit split, a little bit delayed, in that you're going to breathe in first, and then in the instance of the squat, just when you're about to stand up, that's when you exhale. So don't breathe in as you're going down. Breathe in before you go down, brace your trunk, and as you're coming up, that's when you exhale, that's when you get all the power out. Okay, now we'll go to a single arm squat, so loading the bell into a rack position. Okay, 3 squat, we'll do 3 on each side. Okay, the free hand can either be outside in a fist, or you can keep it tight in front of you. Inhale at the top, squat down, exhale up. Inhale at the top. One more. Change. On the side. And down. Little shake out, and then we'll get ready for the work set. So the work set will be 5 rounds of 3 front squat, elbows in nice and tight, maintaining tension on the way down and up through the squat. Okay, as with the press, the clean is very important here, so that again, once you're cleaning, that you're not leaning into your lower back. Important that you stand tall, elbows tight, and that while you're not going down in an absolute vertical line, you are looking to keep your spine as upright as possible, but the clean is going to set that up. Okay, let's go into our first work set. Good. Shake it out. You're obviously keeping feet flat, but your squat width is going to be a little bit different for each person, depending on your overall limb length, especially length of the femur bones, width of the hips. So you need to find the appropriate stance that might be a bit narrow, feet facing forward, or maybe you've got to go a little bit wider with feet turned out, but don't turn it into a very wide sumo squat. So some of those small adjustments you can make for yourself. Okay, getting ready for work set number 2. Again, remember the inhale at the top of the squat, that you're going to keep the brace, exhale as you stand. Shake it out. That's 2 of 5. Okay, completely relaxed. You can shake and bounce a little bit. With that inhale, I'll alternate between breathing in through the nose as a sniff for the bracing, and then sucking in through the mouth. Okay, like you're sucking in through a straw. Part of that is a little bit of personal preference, depending on how much air you feel you can get in and the tension you can build. Sometimes maybe if your nose is quite congested, you can't get that inhale and it feels very chest heavy. That's where you can take the sip in and suck through your mouth and then keep that brace. So either nose or mouth, but then on both of them, a sharp exhale, hiss, and compression as you come up. Okay, let's go for work set number 3. Again, sharp, clean to start the movement, and go. Shake out. Good. 2 to go. With the kettlebell front squat and the weights being in front, the bells do act as a partial counterbalance, but obviously they're working a lot to actually tip you forward. So that's where you're really fighting hard to stay upright, stay tall. So important that regardless of the weights that you're working with, it's always about keeping as much of an upright spine with shoulders back and down so that your lats are very engaged. Okay, getting ready for work set number 4 of 5. And go. Good. Shake it out. 1 more to go. Okay, getting ready for your last work set. As always, form, breathing, technique needs to stay the same so that then you're not collapsing, you're not breaking down in form or technique. At this point, if the doubles had gotten too heavy, just simply regress, go to a goblet squat, but never try force a work set when clearly you're compromised. If anything just starts to feel off, your knees, your hips, your back, rather regress it, go to a single, maybe even body weighted, but you're not going to gain anything by pushing through any pain. It's meant to be hard enough, it's meant to be challenging, but not to actually hurt you. Okay, last work set. And go. Good. Okay, shake it out. Take a little bit of rest. Keep yourself moving. If you need to drink something, just a little bit, not too much. Keep your palate wet. Okay, we're now moving to single arm swings. If you don't have a slightly heavier bell than what you just pressed and did your squats with, it's fine then to use the bell from the pair of doubles. Depending on your level of proficiency, you may be comfortable with a single arm swing, but if it's still new to you, then just do a two-handed swing. Okay, we'll look to practice both quickly, but you have the option of either single or two-handed. Here, it's either going to be 5 and 5 on each side or 10 total. Okay, So we'll just do first some two-handed swing practice. 5 swings and go. Shake it out. Here obviously the breathing now changes in that, as opposed to the press and the squat where there's a slight delay from the inhale to the exhale, now in a ballistic like a swing, it's much sharper and quicker. So biomechanically it works with the body as you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, now going to single arm swing practice. Here with the single arm, you've got the option to either tap the bell at the top or bring the other bell to the side, almost like in an uppercut or rack position. Okay. So as you're swinging, either tap or uppercut. Other side, and either tap or uppercut and down. Okay, a little shakeout. So the way the work set will be laid out is that you're going to do either 5 single arm swings on each side or 10 doubles, parked bell. We're then going to take a 5 breath rest. Okay. Now the key here is trying to slow the heart rate down, slow the breathing down. So once the bell gets put down, if you're breathing out, those 5 breaths are going to go very quickly and you've got to go into the next work set. So what's key is once the bells are down, you exhale, you're then taking slow recovery breath in, really trying to slow it down with a slower, longer exhale. So this is to help manage the heart rate, okay, and that you're not training at your extreme or max heart rate. Okay, so 5 and 5 or 10 and 5 breath recovery. 5 rounds total. Let's go. 1 more recovery breath. Round number 2. One more. Round number 3. And go. Three rounds down. 2 to go. One more recovery breath. Round number 4. One more, and then last round. And go. And shake it out. Well done. Still move around, still stay upright. Okay, very nicely done. We're going to start our cool down. Bring yourself down to the ground, make a little bit of space. Okay, in sitting, slightly move through the head, post up, down, gently moving the head around. In your bend sit position, rotate and reach. Then you're going to drop your knees to the side, okay, into a side bend sit. You're going to bow down over the shin, then rotate yourself towards the back leg. Knees come up, knees go down, bow towards the front leg, turn towards the back. Knees up, knees down, bow forwards, rotate. One more. Now coming to a tall kneeling position, hands interlocking behind the head, and as we were doing in the warm-up, stepping, rotating the elbow in, stepping, rotating the elbow in. So that's opposite elbow, rotating in towards the front knee. Now tall kneeling, bring the arms behind the back. You want to gently pull the arms down, lightly lift, nod, turn through the head, breathing through the nose. Now step forward with the right foot. Right hand to the knee, left hand down, straighten the back leg, lightly press and push away at the knee. Back leg is straight, front foot is flat. Now take that right arm, wrap and rotate and twist behind you. And change. Stepping forward, left foot, left hand to the knee, right hand down, back leg straightens and little push. And wrapping the arm behind your back, rotate, look back. Coming up to standing, just bounce, shake out. And then finish bringing your feet together, interlock the fingers. You're going to reach up, twist to the left, twist to the right, side bend to the left, side bend to the right, roll down, bend your knees. Coming up again, reach up, twist left, twist right, side bend left, side bend right, roll down. Coming up, relax the arms by your side. Breathe in and out deeply and slowly. And relax and shake out.